We're here today for a power hour deep in the woods. We've got 3 absolute weapons, 2 of them are bikes, and one of them is this weapon, Henry Quinney from EMBN.
Yeah, today we're going to look at, well, even an analog bike enthusiast such as myself will never deny that an e-bike is the fastest from point A to point B. But if we take a set amount of time, such as an hour, how much of it do we spend going uphill? How much do we spend going downhill? And what's the percentage? So we devised the power hour.
So Henry, what sort of riding do you actually do then?
Well, I just love riding my bike. I would say I'm kind of a weekend warrior. You know, in the past you've had World Cup races, Olympians, professional athletes of all disciplines. Yeah. It's finally about time your average dude got some airtime.
I don't know about an average dude. I've heard you've ridden the height of Everest multiple times, I might add, in one sitting, right?
Yeah, but you know, something like this is actually out my comfort zone. Power isn't something I really have much of. Yeah. I can cruise along, but my outputs aren't very high. What about yourself? You do like a free ride? Yeah. Quite explosive, I imagine?
Yeah, just free ridey, street kind of stuff. I ride trails now again, sort of cross-country riding as well, but pretty high-intensity rides. You know, an hour is probably my max, but I don't go for those big, you know, rides. I certainly haven't done anything like Everest, for sure.
Well, yeah, but I'm excited for today.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. So I'm 38 years old, I weigh 90 kilos, and my weapon of choice today is the Specialized Ealot Expert. This is a 180mm travel bike, weighs in at 23 kilos. It's got 700 watt-hour battery on there, 250 watt motor, rolling on 27.5 wheels. This thing is an absolute downhill machine that can do everything. How old are you? 32, isn't it?
27? I'm 27 years old and 85 kilos, and this is my nuke-proof Mega RS 27.5. I truthfully have no idea how much it weighs. The kitchen scales belong to stay in the kitchen and nowhere near my bike. 165mm travel in the back, 170 on the front, and this is my bike. I use it for everything, and it will be absolutely perfect today, powered by these old cotton buds alone.
The track we're using today is a typical trail spot here in the UK. It's a good mixture of riding from fun, flowing downhill sections to fire road climbs back to the summit. It's filled with technical features and turns on the descents, which then blasts up a nasty climb that starts as a smooth fire road, then changes to a loose, rocky, steep uphill chute. The lap is a figure of 8 with 55 meters elevation and a total distance of 1.1 kilometers, which doesn't sound like a lot, but riding it multiple times will definitely add up pretty quickly. Right, Henry, are you ready for the power hour to begin?
I think so, although a bit of thinking to myself, maybe we should include some challenges.
Some challenges. Not liking the sound of this. I know you're a pretty nasty guy. What have you got planned?
Not at all. I'm thinking 5 points for the highest speed, 5 points for the highest peak heart rate, and 5 points for the highest average heart rate.
Let's get the show on the road then. Are you ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, let's go. See you later. Yeah. Okay, turbo mode, engaged. This is a pretty nasty little climb, even on the e-bike. This is super hard packed rock. Get quite a lot of wheel spin. Actually, we've really got to choose a line. We're into the woods now, so the ground is changing. We're just coming up to the first lap. First lap was done in about 3 minutes, 45 seconds. Just gonna go in trail mode for a bit just to save a bit of the battery. Fully engage turbo on the steeper part of the climbs, and all the downhill probably be running in boost mode as well. It's pretty brutal on a normal bike. I do not envy Henry at all. Lap 2 coming up. So pretty much 15 minutes in, this is lap 5, so if I can keep up this pace, it's gonna be about 20 laps. So I reckon we're gonna see Henry on the climb on this one. And there he is as I come out of the woods. I can see him disappearing off into the distance. So my E calculations were correct. Just to knock down the assistance levels a little bit. Already used a bit of battery. We don't want to be making work harder for ourselves later on, so I'm going to save the battery and then I can ramp it up when I get more tired later on. All part of the e-bike game, battery management. There he is up ahead. I'm going to keep it quiet and go for his stealth overtake. Henry, I saw you're a mechanic. Are your brakes rubbing a bit there, pal? Oh, here he goes. Start lap 7. Starting the downhill again. Now, I think this is squat is actually tiring me out quite a bit. Incoming! I think I'm just going to ride turbo mode because the battery is going to last that long. I was a bit worried at first. I dropped a couple of bars. I'd say we're nearly halfway through now, so I think we should be fine. So getting out of the downhill, my recovery is almost just a flat bit of fire road. Right, number 10 coming up, 34 minutes, so we dropped a bit of pace, understandably. Oh, last lap, I'm cooked. Absolutely cooked. Hardcore, he's just round the corner, I'm gonna get him once more. Pretty beat, to be fair. That was, I kind of underestimated how hard, well, how long an hour is when you're going that hard on a bike. Like, the thing I found more, I think, harder than the climbs was how tech the downhill was. Like,
it was really easy to understeer on it.
Yeah.
Did you find that?
Yeah, I found sliding around all over the place, and it's actually quite fast, but it is quite tech at the same time. And to link it all together, you really need to be sort of forward thinking. Whereas, like, I was getting pretty tired. Like halfway through, I kind of, it sounds bad, but I kind of hit a wall, like going down a bit.
I was thinking, like, going through that, how because you're going quite fast, it's the timing that's so difficult.
Yeah.
About 3 laps in, I was like, because you're going into it redlining, aren't you?
Yeah.
And I just thought, Henry, just eyes up, heels down, point your belly button, and that's it.
Yeah, and point and shoot.
I was, that climb there, I was bent over like a pretzel. And I was begging, and I was just thinking, I actually thought, the thought I was holding on to, and you're going to laugh. So I thought, women go in labour for like 21 hours, and I'm complaining about an hour of hard work. I was like, this is luxury, really. Focus, Henry, it was fine. But fair play, man. 3 words.
3 words for this ride. Hard, muddy, amazing.
Yeah. For me, challenging, uncomfortable, and I haven't pushed myself like that for like an hour for a long time. So I'm going to say, take a bit of pride in that. Like, I really was stoked to actually be able to put some hurt down. Fair play, man. That was rad. Well, that was a pretty grueling hour, and I'm kind of happy it's over. Do you reckon you could do that one again?
Well, body says yes, battery says no. I've got 2 bars of battery left. I was in turbo mode for a lot of that, so it's eating up a lot of battery. So I think the best idea, go grab something to eat, stick this battery on charge, and would you be able to do it again?
I think I need a good sit down and a cup of tea. Yeah? I think with a gun to my head, I probably could.
Well, let's go grab some food, analyse this data, come back. Pretty hard work, that ride, right?
It was exhausting. I was breathing like a winded rhinoceros with a head cold through some of that. I was absolutely rooted. What's that looking like?
Well, we've got some challenges that you set at the start of the ride. Do you remember that?
Yes.
So we had 5 points for the highest speed. Well, it was super, super close. Yeah. I managed a 33.79 kilometres an hour versus your 33.2 mile an hour kilometres. Yeah, so pretty level. Yeah. But I just snuck in with the 5 points.
5 points to you, good sir.
5 points for the highest peak heart rate. Yeah. Henry, you absolutely smashed it there. 180 beats per minute. Whew. Versus my 143 beats per minute.
So yeah, that was all right. I'm quite happy with that. I thought it was going to vibrate out my chest.
That'd explain that tone of red you had going on all day, I think. And lastly, 5 points for the highest average heart rate. Yeah. Well, it's safe to say a massive difference between you taking it here again, 166 beats per minute.
Average?
Yeah.
Oh, that's all right.
113 beats per minute average, so a bit lower than you, but yeah.
But honestly, I was on my rivet. I would have gladly accepted death with open arms through some of that. I was absolutely in the locker. That probably doesn't tell the full story of the ride. No. Because we're also talking about the ratio of time we spent going uphill to downhill. How many laps did you get in total?
I managed to do 15 laps in total. So, and it looks like you managed to do 10. So you've got 50% more riding.
50% more riding, which I suppose gives you a ratio. I think we were kind of just skimming over stuff of 3 minutes climbing to 1 minute descending. And I was maybe not quite there. I think I was 5 to 1. Yeah. So you did get a fair bit more riding and less climbing as well. The balance was completely different.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting, isn't it?
So there we have it. And if you guys are at home and you ride with a GPS or a Garmin device, let us know how many meters you can clock up in an hour, be it on a digital or otherwise. Because I think it's a pretty cool idea to explore. Now, if you want to stick with the channel, click down here to see how I got on being converted, or at least trying to, by the mighty Steve Jones to the ways of the e-bike.
And if you want to see e-biking taken to a next level versus a world champion, check out this one playing down here. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to drop us comments in the box below. Click the globe in the middle to subscribe to EMBN.